forget to like, share, and subscribe. If y'all don't pick my sign up. Anyway, did anybody ever tease you and say, like, why are you with black people? Why are you being raised with black people? What happened?
No, there was only one time in elementary school when before I got adopted.
Mm-hmm.
And this this girl said to me, like, we were arguing about something, and
right.
She was like, well, at least my parents love me.
Oh, shit.
I was like 10 or like 8.
I know
something.
You went straight to the guidance counselor crying.
I did.
I know you did, crybaby ass. What'd you tell? You told the guidance counselor what she said?
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel? You cried?
I don't know. I was a child.
I remember Kyrie had came, like, when Kyrie got adopted, he said, I think one of his friends, I think it was Maddie, said to him, no, wait, was it? Oh, no, they were all, like, so happy. Maddie was so happy, like, and she was like, now you never have to leave. And he was telling me that, and they were, like, cheering and stuff. But then somebody did have a couple of incidences where people said something to him. I'm trying to think what was it, and he was like, it was like almost like a reference, like, you know, like your mom didn't love you or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back and told me, you know, what they said, and I was just like, boy, your birth mom loved you. They don't know what they talking about. She adored you. She loved you. You know, she gave the best gift she could give you by really setting you free and allowing you to have stability in your life. So I think when foster kids hear that tease from other people, it's like the understanding or the myth is that kids end up in foster care and their birth parents don't love them or don't care about. Even when we talk about your birth mom, she loved her kids. She loves her kids. You know what I mean?
So crazy.
She was a child herself, having kids, and so you know, you have to have that understanding for that. But a lot of people who don't understand the dynamics of foster care and adoption and all of that, they just see the birth parents as just, you know, walking away from their kids, not loving their kids, not doing for the kids. You know, and it's this easy break. Mm-hmm. And in 99.999% of the time, it's not this easy break that they have, but it's so many circumstances that happen that, you know, the loss of your kids, that I'm sure it's like they never get over it. Just like as a kid yourself, you don't get over, you know, because I know it was many years that you didn't have a few years that y'all didn't have contact with your birth mom. Mm-hmm. And you had to be wondering, like, what was going on with her.
Yeah.
Because I think y'all didn't have contact with her for a few years, and then the county called and said she was locked up. Mm-hmm. Do you remember when y'all went to go see her?
Yep. And then after we were adopted, we hadn't seen her in like years. Mm-hmm. And then I found her on like some tree thing. I don't know.
Right. I remember you found her on Yeah. I remember you found her that way, because I remember we were at the library. We had went to the library and that was when you had got your first phone. Mm. And she called you, and your head, because I didn't know that you had I had no idea, y'all. I had no idea that she had been having contact with her, like, through texting. Mm-hmm. And then she called the phone, and your hand was shaking. You was like, it's her. And I'm like, who? Her name. We ain't gonna say it. And I'm like, what? Did I say something to her?
I I don't remember.
I feel like I said you need to go through me if you want to talk to her. I think I said that you need to go through me if you want to talk to her, something like that. But I was never not I was always for open adoption, you know. As a therapist myself working with many kids in foster care, I was always a component. Is a component? Yes. Of open adoption. And if it's healthy and if it's doable. And after a lot of years that went by, you know, and knowing what was going on in her life from someone else who could see her life, I thought it was okay to do, like to have the open adoption. Now, Daddy definitely didn't want y'all to have no open adoption.
Oh my God.
He didn't want nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? And really, and that played out with what's happening right now, honestly, because that the open of the adoption led your brother to having an escape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's really that's not a good escape. It wasn't a good one. You know what I mean? It allowed him to just kind of be out there like he is now. Because had he stayed home, you know, here, it would have been clear set guidelines of what he needed to do as he went into adulthood. You know, he wouldn't be out there the way he is now. I mean, God bless him. He's okay, I guess. But my standard of okay is not that standard of okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's not the standard of okay that I want for any of y'all. So, you know, but it is what it is. A lot of times adoptions don't it's an up and down. I mean, a lot of people are fearful about adoption. What would you tell people about adopting kids? Are you a component of it? Like, do you think kids, as an adoptee yourself and a kid that went through foster care, what's your thought about, do all kids deserve a chance? Because you see many kids come through here. Well, not many, but enough.
Of course. All kids, yeah, should get a chance because they don't choose who their biological family is.
Right. Could you speak up a little bit? Because I don't know if the, I don't know if it can pick you up. No. Right. That's how I feel about, you know, even though you have kids that come in foster care, and what I've said to, when I was working with, and I've done like little groups and stuff with incoming foster parents, is that the expectation that you may have about these kids, like they're going to automatically just love you and be so grateful about what you've done for them, is a misnomer. Like, that's not going to happen. And if they do come in and act like you the best thing they ever met in their life, trauma. That's coming out of trauma. That's coming out of attachment issues. You have to build a healthy relationship with kids. And that's what I want. When we fostered like 10 kids over a 10-year period. Mm-hmm. You know, with you and your brother, it was 5 years before y'all were adopted. And then, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have this open door of like all these kids coming in and out, in and out, in and out. I really wanted to give y'all a sense of family, you know, and stability, being in care, but also understanding that the goal of foster care is that the kids will return to their biological family. Right. You know, even as foster parents, and we can see maybe that's not the right choice, or the birth family is so unhealthy, and all the, you know, whatever our feelings are about it, we had to be able to put our feelings aside. I remember we were planning to go on a trip. We were doing something. It was a time and they called and said she was locked up. Mm. And the worker was like, well, I'm coming to pick them up. And I'm like, what? We on our way out of town, da-da-da. And I went to y'all and I was like, they want you to go see, you know, your birth mom. And, you know, we pack and we on our way out of town. And you were like, your face, it stopped me when I was in my feelings. Because I was like, I'm ready to go. Fuck her. That's how my thought process was. And then I looked in your face and you were like, they found her. Like, she's alive. Like, your whole face shut me right down. It shut me right down. I was like, this is not about you. Get them ready to go see their birth mom. You know what I mean? And I just shut down everything I was had going on. I felt like I really wanted you to say, I don't want to see her. We're going to freaking Disney or wherever we were going, right? And you were like, I want to see, like, she's alive. I want to go see her. Even, your brother was like, holding on to you, kind of like, what you want to do. We going or not, type of thing. But yeah, and it was like moments like that really remind you of what you're doing as a foster mom or, a foster dad or whatever. Going to see her. I mean, y'all came back shook up because, you had to go through that process of seeing somebody in prison, but, y'all played games or whatever and y'all told me about it. And it was just another day and we moved on from it. But, I mean, how you feel now? I mean, we had a little bump in the road recently, but you recently spent a little bit of time with her.
I mean, I'm always going to be related to her.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like, I won't go out of my way to spend time with her.
Right.
But she'll be in my life.
Mm-hmm. I really had to really check myself too because I have issues with her regarding your brother. Even though I know she couldn't control that, I wanted her to do something I know she's not capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you were like, you saw her again because you were angry with her, and I was like, good, I'm glad you're angry with her, and because I'm angry with her, and you need to be on my side. You know what I mean? But then when you had said, you went to go see your siblings and her and stuff, and I was like, for a couple, like a day or so, I was like angry about it. Or like a sense of jealousy about it. I'm like, but then you got to check yourself again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even the jealousy that she gets to have this relationship with your brother that I don't have anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, well, I had him for a decade that she didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
During those times when he was.
And it's like, he's never calling her mom.
Never.
Like, that will never happen. He calls her by her name.
Now, see, that gives me a sense of joy, but it's wrong. You know what I mean? It gives me like, oh. Because even if, he refers to me, even though when he was angry, he referred to me as under my first name.
Mm-hmm.
But, I know the little boy that I had for 10 years that I loved on and loved me back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And not having him now in his adulthood hurts me because I don't get to go through that with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what hurts about that part of it. Him not being in my life now and her being in his life.
Right.
And it's like, I gotta let that go. Because I know he's gonna come back. Eventually, he will come back.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to come back healthy and not angry because I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
But it's a lifelong process, guys. To anybody who is considering foster to adopt or just being a foster parent in general, I know many foster parents who keep a connection to those kids that they've had come through their house for a lifetime. You know what I mean? So, and I mean, I do that with other kids that I've had here too. That I, maintain a relationship with them. They could be listening to this right now, once if I post this. But that's just a conversation about foster and adopt. And I thought I wanted to record it because I really don't talk about it like that on this channel. Psychologies. I don't really talk about, this subject. I don't think I might have once or twice said that I was a foster mom and I'm an adoptive mom. I might have said it, but it's not the focus of the channel. But, going into 2024, we may be trying some different things on this channel.
Period.
Not too much, but a little bit. But with that being said, I bid you all farewell.